Let's talk about sensors. The hidden champs in the modern world. The podcast series from Dr. Block. Brought to you by All About Sensors.
You shared this really fascinating study with us, and it hits close to home because, well, like a lot of people listening, you probably rely on your sport watch for training.
Absolutely. Your GNSS watch, right?
Yeah.
Global Navigation Satellite System. It's pulling signals from GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, all those constellations.
It tracks every step, every mile, but the big question you raised is, how accurate is that distance data, really?
Yeah, is it telling you the whole truth about your workout? Or, maybe shading things a little.
Okay, let's really dig into this for you.
Our mission today is basically to pull back the curtain on these devices. We're diving into a scientific study from JMIR Health and UHealth.
We want to guide you through some maybe surprising findings about where they work well, where they kind of stumble, and what actually affects those measurements.
Exactly. Giving you those critical insights so you can train smarter. You might rethink how you look at your data after this.
So tell us about the study itself. What did they actually test?
Right. They took 8 different commercially available watches. Think big names. Apple, Coros, Garmin, Polar, Sunto.
Okay.
And they tested them rigorously across different environments, urban streets, dense forests, open tracks.
And different activities.
Yep. Walking, running, and cycling speeds. So a really comprehensive look at how you might actually use these watches.
And the big finding, what jumped out?
Oh, this is the fascinating part, maybe a bit unsettling. The key finding was that across all these conditions, the recorded distances were systematically underestimated.
Underestimated, so showing less distance than was actually covered.
Precisely. By up to 9% in some cases.
Wow, 9%. That's not insignificant if you're training for something specific.
Definitely not. Imagine training for a marathon. That adds up. The average errors, the MAPEs they call them, were between about 3.2 and 6.1% overall.
Still quite a range. Was there any brand or model that did particularly well?
Yes. This was interesting. Only the Polar GNSS receivers, specifically the V800, Vantage M, and Vantage V, consistently kept their overall errors below 5%.
Okay, Polar did well.
And get it, the V800, which was one of the good performers, it only uses GPS, not a combo of systems like GPS plus GLONASS or Galileo, which many newer watches boast about.
Huh. So more satellite systems doesn't automatically mean better accuracy.
It seems not, or at least it's not the only factor. It really hints that the software, the algorithms processing the signal might be just as, if not more important than just how many satellites it can see.
That's a really critical point. So, okay, environment matters. Where did the watches perform best?
Unsurprisingly, track and field areas. Wide open spaces, no obstructions. That's where they really shine.
Best accuracy there.
By far.
Yeah.
MAPEs were typically under 5%. And interestingly, in this setting, distances were sometimes slightly overestimated, a total flip from the overall trend.
Overestimated, okay.
Yeah, and many watches, the Coros Apex, Garmin Forerunner 935, that Polar V800 we mentioned, Sunto 9 Barrow, they were essentially spot on, like 100% accurate within a plus or minus 5% range on the track.
So if you're doing laps on an open track, your data is probably pretty solid.
Seems that way. You're likely golden in that scenario.
But, what happens when you step off that perfect track? Into the city streets or, say, a trail run in the woods?
Yeah, that's where things change. Significantly less accurate in urban and forest areas.
And back to that underestimation problem.
Consistently. Errors, or MAPEs, range from about minus 3.5% down to almost minus 9% in forests.
Minus 9% again. Why such a drop-off?
It comes down to signal obstruction. Buildings, dense trees, they block the satellite signals.
Okay, makes sense.
And there's also signal reflection, what's called multipath. Imagine the signal bouncing off a tall building or thick leaves, like a pinball, before it hits your wrist.
So the signal takes a longer indirect path.
Exactly. And that tricks the watch into thinking you've traveled less distance than you actually have. Hence the underestimation.
Right, that paints a clear picture. Okay, so we've got location covered. What about how you move? Did the activity type walking, running, cycling make a difference?
It absolutely did. And this was another quite surprising finding.
Oh.
Running. Running consistently showed significantly higher error rates on most watches compared to walking or cycling.
Really? What, running, is it just the speed?
The researchers don't think it's just speed. They suggest it's more about the gait-induced arm swing.
Your arms swinging back and forth.
Yeah, that rhythmic motion. It can momentarily block the watch's view of the sky, or maybe just introduce tiny movements that make it harder for the watch to keep a solid lock on the satellite signals.
Wow. So your own body mechanics can interfere with the tech.
Kind of, yeah. Your natural running form could be, well, subtly messing with your distance data without you even realizing it.
That is definitely not something I would have guessed. Were there any other factors, maybe weather-related?
Yes, one more thing they noted. Increased precipitation, basically. Rain was also linked to higher error rates for some watches.
So cloudy, rainy days can make the signal weaker or less reliable too.
Seems like it adds another layer of difficulty for the watch.
Okay, let's bring this all together. What are the practical takeaways for you, the listener, using these watches day to day?
Well, first off, despite these inaccuracies we've discussed, the study still generally recommends all the watches they tested, especially if you're recording distances in mostly open areas.
So they're still useful tools.
Definitely. But if precise distance tracking is really crucial for your training, maybe you're following a strict plan.
Thanks for watching.
You need to be aware of that
I hope you
potential
liked it or learned new
underestimation.
things.
Remember, it could be off
Please
by up to
also
9%.
visit me on X,
Which means you
Instagram,
might
or
actually
read
be
my
running
blog articles
further
on
or
WordPress.
working harder than your watch is
Bye.
giving you credit for.
Exactly. You might be hitting your goals even sooner than the data suggests.
Is there anything simple you can do to improve accuracy?
Yes. Follow the manufacturer's instructions. Things like regularly syncing your watch. This often updates the satellite orbital data, called ephemeris data, which helps the watch lock onto signals faster and potentially more accurately.
Good tip. So don't just set it and forget it. A little maintenance helps.
A little maintenance goes a long way.
Stepping back, this is really about understanding the technology we integrate so closely into our lives, isn't it?
It really is. Your sport watch is incredibly powerful, a great training partner, but knowing how things like the environment or even just your arm swing affect its measurements, well, that empowers you to interpret your data more intelligently.
You understand the context, not just the number on the screen.
Precisely. And, thinking about how these subtle factors, trees, rain, arm movement, can bias this one type of data we rely on.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other data we use every single day might have similar hidden biases or inaccuracies that we should probably be thinking a little more critically about.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it or learned new things. Please also visit me on X, Instagram, or read my blog articles on WordPress. Bye.